All right, so Joseph Parker will be fighting Alex Leapai on the undercard of Andre against Selecki later this month in Rhode Island. Okay, this will be on the Zone. And yeah, I mean, it's Alex Leapai. I mean, I'm not expecting much. Parker did have one fight since his loss to Dillian White. Um, so this fight here, Alex Leapai is a guy. He's been in there with Klitschko. He lost to Klitschko. He lost to Malik Scott. He lost to Manuel Char. Um, short guy. Has a good punch. It's not someone that Joseph Parker have any business losing to or even losing around to. I mean, I expect Joseph Parker to shine against Alex Leapai and stop him at some point. Leapai is way past his better days, and even in his better days, I would have expected Joseph Parker to outbox him. Okay. I would have liked to see the Eric Molina fight over this fight, but even that fight wasn't the greatest fight. But Joseph Parker had his fair share of good fights. I mean, this is a guy that lost to Anthony Joshua in a competitive fight. It was a competitive, kind of boring, but it was a competitive fight. He had his moments in that fight. All right. It was pretty close, but he lost to Anthony Joshua, and in his return after losing his title, he went right in to fighting Dillian White. In a fight that was a very, very good fight. He was dropped twice in that fight, but he almost stopped Dillian White late in that fight. Okay, so that was a pretty good fight to have, even coming off a loss. I mean, coming off of a loss, he lost that fight, but it is what it is. So he's back. He's fighting Leapai. I'm expecting him to outbox Leapai and eventually stop him at some point. He's just better. He's just better all the way around, and I'm just not expecting much. Eric Molina would have been the better opponent. Molina's been in there with Areola. He's been in there with Wilder. He's been in there with Joshua. He's been in there with Brazil. So it would have been good to see, where, Joseph Parker really compares to the rest of their performances against them. But at the same time, it's like, how many times are people going to just fight and beat up on Eric Molina? Eric Molina always lost his his best challenges. He always lost pretty much all of them, and this was just a last notice kind of opponent. Parker has been training and he's been preparing. He's been sparring with other top fighters, and he just needs a fight. He needs a fight, and they got Leapai. So if Parker wins this fight, um, I'm expecting a step up in opposition. If possibly David Allen, if he wins against David Price, I would like to see that. Maybe a Derek Chisora if he beats who's he fighting, Arthur Spilka. I would like to see a fight like that. Those are kind of names that I would like to see Parker face if he wins this fight against Leapai, and if they win their fights as well. All right, so they all got fights coming up. I wouldn't even be mad at a Dillian White rematch. That would be great because there was a lot of drama and controversy in the end of that fight because he almost stopped White, and if there was another round to go, he probably would have won and end up knocking Dillian White out. Okay, but that's just how the fight goes. Dillian White was winning the fight in my opinion, barely, and Joseph Parker almost stopped him late, but he didn't get the stoppage. So yeah, I want to see Joseph Parker against somebody good, if he is to win. Um, and that's all I really got to say. I'm glad to fight. Joseph Parker is still an elite heavyweight to me. So both fights that he lost, they were really, really close losses. And he even had a close fight with Andy Ruiz, which, he won, but I thought that was debatable as well. So he's still in the mix of things. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of options out there. Even if you were to take on one of the up and coming guys, which I highly doubt, Daniel Dubois, who I got to do a video on too. You got Joe Joyce out there. Joe Joyce is looking for big competition out there. I would love to see Joseph Parker fight Joe Joyce. I think that would be a great matchup right there. But there's a lot of fights. You got Hergovich that's coming up too. There's a lot of guys out there to watch right now. So yeah, this Parker should destroy Leapai though. I'm expect Parker to stop Leapai within five. Within five. So before the fifth round. As late as the fourth round. Leapai is just gonna come in. He's shorter, so he's gonna come in, try to get low, and wing in a big right hand over the top, and try to counter Parker's jab. But Parker in his movement, and he has great legs, great jab, good counter punching, knows how to set traps well. He knows what to expect in this Leapai fight. Leapai is the only way he can win is land a big lucky shot. He has a puncher's chance. Every heavyweight has a puncher's chance, but I think Joseph Parker should be able to beat him pretty easily. I'm not expecting much from Leapai. All right, so that's my thoughts on the fight. I'm glad he's coming back, but I want to see a better fight before the end of the year. All right, peace.